What's going on, guys? Tommy Nichols here with Blue Collar Voice, and today is Memorial Day.
Will you climb the highest mountain? Will you fight for those who can't? Will you fold and walk away?
I have an article from mentalfloss.com I'm going to go over, but before we hit that, what is a hero? In my mind, a hero is somebody that will do the things that others will not do, will go places others will not go, will sacrifice things that others will not sacrifice. Our military, our law enforcement, EMS, corrections officers, those are heroes. Alright guys, I'm going to roll through these. There's a lot of them. It's going to take a while. So, number one, Memorial Day began as a response to the Civil War. Memorial Day was a response to the unprecedented carnage of the Civil War, in which a total of some 620,000 soldiers died. The loss of life and its effect on communities led to several spontaneous commemorations of the dead. In 1864, women from Bowlesburg, Pennsylvania, put flowers on the graves of their fallen soldiers that just fought in the Battle of Gettysburg. The next year, a group of women decorated the graves of soldiers buried in Vicksburg, Mississippi Cemetery. 2 years later, women from Columbus, Mississippi laid flowers on the graves of both Union and Confederate soldiers. In the same month, in Carbondale, Illinois, 219 Civil War veterans would march through town to Woodlawn Cemetery in memory of the fallen, where Union hero Major General John A. Logan would deliver the principal address. The ceremony gave Carbondale its claim to the first organized community-wide Memorial Day observance. Waterloo, New York began holding an annual community service on May 5, 1866. Although many towns would claim the title, it was Waterloo that won congressional recognition as the birthplace of Memorial Day. Number two, Major General John A. Logan made Memorial Day official. General Logan, the speaker at the Carbondale gathering, was also commander of the Grand Army of the Republic, an organization of Union veterans. On May 5, 1868, he issued General Order No. 11, which was set aside May 30, 1868, for the purpose of strewing with flowers or otherwise decorating the graves of comrades who had died in defense of their country during the late rebellion. The orders expressed hope that the observance would be kept up from year to year while a survivor of the war remains to honor the memory of his departed comrades. Number three, Memorial Day was originally known as Decoration Day. The holiday was long known as Decoration Day for the practice of decorating graves with flowers, wreaths, and flags. The name Memorial Day goes back to 1882, but the older name did not disappear until after World War II. It wasn't until 1967 that federal law would declare Memorial Day the official name. Number four, Memorial Day is more of a franchise than a national holiday. Okay, let's see what they say about it. Calling Memorial Day a national holiday is a bit of a misdemeanor. While there have been 10 federal holidays created by Congress, including Memorial Day, they apply only to federal employees and the District of Columbia. Federal Memorial Day, established in 1888, allowed Civil War vets, many of whom were drawing a government paycheck, to honor their fallen comrades without being docked a day's pay. Okay. For the rest of us, our holidays were enacted state by state. New York was the first state to designate Memorial Day a legal holiday in 1873. Most northern states had followed suit by the 1890s. The states of the former Confederacy were unenthusiastic about a holiday memorializing those who, in General Logan's words, united to suppress the late rebellion. The South did not adopt the May 30th Memorial Day until after World War I, by which time its purpose had been broadened to include those who had died in all of the country's wars. In 1971, the Uniform Monday Holiday Act shifted Memorial Day from May 30 to the last Monday in May. Number five, in 1868, future President James Garfield delivered a very, very long speech on the importance of Memorial Day. On May 30, 1868, President U.S. Grant presided over the first Memorial Day ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery, which, until 1864, was Confederate General Robert E. Lee's plantation. Some 5,000 people attended on a spring day, which the New York Times reported was somewhat too warm for comfort. The principal speaker was James A. Garfield, a Civil War general, Republican congressman from Ohio, and the future president. I am oppressed with a sense of the impropriety of uttering words on this occasion, Garfield began, and then continued to utter them. If silence is ever golden, it must be beside the graves of 15,000 men, whose lives are more significant than speech, and whose death was a poem the music of which can never be sung. It went on like that for pages and pages, lasting nearly 2 hours. As the songs, speeches, and sermons ended, the participants helped to decorate the graves of Union and Confederate soldiers buried in the cemetery. Number 6. CBS helped identify one of the unknown soldiers. Here rests in honored glory an American soldier known but to God. This is the inscription on the Tomb of the Unknowns, established at Arlington National Cemetery to inter the remains of the first unknown soldier, a World War I fighter. On November 11, 1921, unknown soldiers from World War II and the Korean War were also interred in the tomb on Memorial Day 1958. An emotional President Ronald Reagan presided over the interment of 6 bones, the remains of an unidentified Vietnam War soldier, on May 28, 1984, Memorial Day. 14 years later, spurred by an investigation by CBS News, the Defense Department would remove the remains from the tomb of the unknown using for DNA testing. The once known fighter was identified as Air Force Pilot Lieutenant Michael Joseph Blassie, whose jet had crashed in South Vietnam in 1972. The CBS investigation suggested that the Military Review Board that had changed the designation on Lieutenant Blassie's remains to unknown did so under pressure from the veterans groups to honor a casualty from the Vietnam War. Lieutenant Blassie was reburied near his hometown of St. Louis. His crypt at Arlington remains permanently empty. Number 7. One Vietnam veterans rights group held a virtual motorcycle ride to honor Memorial Day in 2020. On Memorial Day weekend in 1988, 2,500 motorcyclists rode into D.C. for the first Rolling Thunder Rally to draw attention to Vietnam War soldiers still missing in action and prisoners of war. By 2002, the ride had swelled to 300,000 bikers, many of them veterans, and in 2018, the numbers were likely closer to 500,000. Though it was reported that 2019 would be the group's last Memorial Day ride, the organization American Vets continued the tradition in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to WUSA 9, now known as Rolling to Remember, 2020's ride was a bit different. Instead of hundreds of thousands of riders going through Washington, D.C., organizers asked participants to ride 22 miles through their own community for a virtual Memorial Day demonstration on Sunday, May 24th. Riders could track and share their progress using the Rever app. Traveling 22 miles is significant because, in addition to raising awareness for soldiers missing in action and prisoners of war, AMVETS wanted to bring attention to the average 22 vets who died by suicide each day. That's sad right there, guys. 22 of our bravest die at their own hands every day. We got to fix that. Number 8, Memorial Day has its own set of customs. General Order Number 11 stated that in this observance, no form of ceremony is prescribed, but over time, several customs and symbols became associated with the holiday. Most notably, it is customary on Memorial Day to fly the flag at half-staff until noon, and then raise it to the top of the staff at sunset. The World War I poem, In Flanders Fields, by John McCrae, inspired the Memorial Day custom of wearing red artificial poppies. In 1915, a Georgia teacher and volunteer war worker named Mona Michael began a campaign to make the poppy a symbol of tribute to veterans and for keeping the faith with all who died. The sale of poppies has supported the work of the veterans of foreign wars. Number 9. Some states still celebrate a Confederate Memorial Day. Several southern states continue to set aside a day for honoring the Confederate dead, which is usually called Confederate Memorial Day. It is on the 4th Monday in April in Alabama and the last Monday in April in Mississippi, while states like Texas and Tennessee observe Confederate Heroes Day on January 19th and Confederate Decoration Day on June 3rd, respectively, but they do not outright declare them state holidays. Number 10. Each Memorial Day is a little different. There's no question that Memorial Day is a solemn event. Still, don't feel too guilty about doing something frivolous over the weekend. After all, You weren't the one who instituted the Indianapolis 500 on May 30th, 1911. Yeah. That credit goes to Indianapolis businessman Carl Fisher. The winning driver that day was Ray Heron, who averaged 75 miles an hour and completed the race in 6 hours and 42 minutes. Gravitas returned on May 30th, 1922 when the Lincoln Memorial was dedicated. Supreme Court Chief Justice and former President William Howard Taft dedicated the monument before a crowd of 50,000 people, segregated by race, and which included a row of Union and Confederate veterans. Lincoln's surviving son, Robert Tom Lincoln, would also attend. In 2000, Congress established the National Monument of Remembrance, which asked Americans to pause for 1 minute at 3 p.m. in an act of national unity. The time was chosen because 3 p.m. is the time when most Americans are enjoying their freedoms on the national holiday. There it is, guys. Our veterans. There's nothing like them. If you see somebody out with a hat on that says Vietnam veteran, World War II veteran, Korean veteran, Persian Gulf veteran, stop whatever it is you're doing. Walk up to them, thank them, and welcome them home. They are true heroes. These people went to unknown places, not knowing if they would ever come home to their loved ones for this country, for our freedom, for me to be able to do this right here, right now. That is a hero, guys. These are the people we must teach our youth to look up to. I'm Tommy Nichols, the Blue Collar Boys. Happy Memorial Day, and God bless America. Toodles.
Never kneeing unless it's God or Jesus. You don't love it, you should leave.